Why do I feel like I look a little rough? I guess that's because I look a little rough. I did, and then, honestly, I did brush my hair and I put lipstick on, but I've been drinking my coffee, so I wore it off, I guess. Trying to swallow here. Struggle swallow. Welcome to The Anxious Woman. It's August 22nd. We have 9 days left in this month, and we're moving right into September. I want to talk about the second chance. I saw a TikTok yesterday or the day before where a woman who was widowed is now starting a new relationship. And for the longest time, she told herself that she was not going to do that. That was not going to happen. And after a certain period of time, and she looks to be in her 40s, she met someone. And it didn't seem like it was someone that she was trying to meet. I didn't get the feeling that it was a dating app kind of thing, but it was just like one of those things kind of things. And what she's talking about is now her anxiety of losing another partner, of getting into a relationship and have it be serious and losing another partner, another husband, like going through that again. And so because I feel that, I went over to the comments, and it was a mix. There was a lot of comments where women and men were saying they won't even date. They won't even consider it. They're staying on their own. Mostly women. They got a dog or they got a cat, Some of them are retired, or they picked up a little part-time side job. A few said that they're just dipping their toes back in the dating pool, but they've been married, 20, 25, 30 years. Everything's different now in dating. And then a few of them said that they have, in fact, remarried. A couple said that they've remarried and things are going very well right now. One did say that she remarried, and that second husband did pass away. So she went through widowhood twice. So she sounds like she landed on her feet from what she learned the first time around. It sounds like the second marriage was longer than the first marriage was. Hang on. And so what's interesting is I know what this woman is feeling. Like, she had posted a picture of her and the man that she was out to dinner with. And I'm getting the gist that she really cares about this man, like something's starting, But this deep fear, this terror, this, oh my God, the second time around. I have a friend, a coworker acquaintance, but I can call her a friend. I haven't seen her since 2019. We went out to breakfast. I know it was 2019. We went out to breakfast, but she's fairly local to me. She went through a divorce, and she's in her 50s, and she remarried. A couple years ago, she married a widower. So things are, things were rocky. Things are all, it doesn't matter what your relationship situation is. You're going to hit bumps. So she talks about like that second chance, the second time. And because I've been through a couple of divorces, I've hit the bumps, all the downs. I never went through being a widow. And even though the timeline I had with Sky, and it's interesting because yesterday was the 21st of August, and August 21st, 2010, 15 years ago, was when I met Sky on Facebook in a Zen Buddhist group. And so we met in 2010, August 2010, August 21st, 2010. He moved from down south up here at the end of 2010, and he was up here in our state until he passed away. Now, we didn't get married until May of 2014. I had gone through a divorce in 2011. Even though Sky and I met in 2010, I didn't get divorced till 2011. And I didn't know if I wanted to get married again. But we got married. We made that decision. We got married. He had been married for 20 years before his divorce. 20 years. But he had been married a few times before that. So a lot of people have been married a lot of times. The more people I talk with and find out about, there's a lot of people that's been married a lot of times. But anyway, so we got married in May of 2014. Our divorce became final September of 2015. And so we were married a little over a year as far as the legalities. We were together. We were partners, friends, care partners, whatever you want to call us, until he died. And so from 2015 until just January of this year, like 10 years, I was single. I was a single woman. And I never felt like I was missing anything in being a single woman. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Getting married this year and being married now like 7 months, a little more than 7 months, it's just interesting to me, like, well, one, all of the paperwork. Goodness, Lordy, honest to God. The amount of paperwork. You buy a house, you get a car with both names on, and you title the other car with both names on, which we just got done, just got the paperwork back today. There's a lot. And anybody who's married knows there's a lot. And I wasn't used to that. But, so now, this second chance after being widowed, okay? Even though Sky and I were not married when he died, I still consider myself a widow. And I will consider myself a widow the rest of my life. There's something completely different being a widow than being a divorcee. The anxiety and the nervousness, the fear that I have every day as I get older and as he gets older. He's in his 70s. He'll be 71. He'll be 70 in February. So he's halfway through that 70th year. And I know a lot of people would say 70 is not old. 66 is not old. Age is just a number. I get all that. I hear all that. Nobody knows when, nobody knows when we're going to go. But every day, I feel like I feel something different, physically. I worry about him, and like his memory, and is he okay? And sometimes he forgets to take his pills. which now that he told me that last night, he's like, there's some nights I forgot to take my pills. Well, I'll double check. And so this morning I double checked to make sure he took his pills. And so it's another thing, And he'll ask me the same thing, like, did you take your morning pills? Did I take my heart pill, my metoprolol, my beta blocker? Yes. Did I take my B12? Did I take my vitamin C? Yes, I did. He takes beetroot. So this morning I said, did you take your beetroot? It's a liquid. It's for blood pressure. And he's like, no, you know what? I forgot it, but I'll take it right now. So he did. So it's like, you're like looking for things, We're getting older. You start to hear things like you move your shoulder and your shoulder cracks. You go to get up out of bed, and it takes a little bit longer to get out of bed. I worry about the staircases. We have 2 staircases, one to go to the second floor and one to go to the basement. I have this intense fear of one of us falling down these staircases. I'm thinking to myself, why in the world was a house purchased with staircases? Why? Like, why not a 1 floor, 1 level, and then a shed out back, right? But looking at it from another point of view, like where we're at, the HOA, the fees for the HOA cover all the groundwork, all the mowing, all the shoveling, all that stuff. The only thing we'll need to sweep off is the deck here. Like, they don't do that. That's our property. We need to sweep off the deck when we get snow. And according to the Old Farmer's Almanac, we're going to be getting a lot of snow this winter, possibly as early as next month, believe it or not. So, okay. So that's a good thing, having the HOA for the trash that's covered. The trash is covered in with the HOA fee. All the landscaping is covered in with the HOA fee. And honestly, I think that's about it. The swale assessment. $25 a month for a swale assessment. But, so with the staircases, the staircase to the second floor has 2 railings, 1 on each side. The staircase to the basement has 1 railing. So what I want to do is make sure that he puts a second railing on the other side. That's something we're going to talk about. Another railing. Because he goes down there to paint, and I go down there to do laundry. So one of us is carrying a laundry basket. There's this stuff that you think about. And as you age and your body ages, things change up, right? The older we get, the more apt we're to get some type of illness, some type of injury, some type of something, some diagnosis we didn't plan on, right? But this is what happens when you make the decision for that second chance. You're putting yourself in a position where you could very well be a widow again. He's never been a widower, so he doesn't know what that part feels like. He hasn't watched the person he loves die. He hasn't seen that. He hasn't experienced that. He hasn't gone through that. I have. I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like. I know that silence. There's a different silence when you get divorced and you move out, or the other person moves out. There's a different silence. At least that's how I feel. It's actually like a relief silence. But when someone dies, what's my time? When someone dies, and they, especially dying in your home, where you've spent, X amount of years together, it's a whole different vibe. The silence is different. Everything is different. Everything feels different. Meals are different. Shopping is different. TV programs are different. Because there wasn't the ugliness of divorce. There was an illness and a death. So then you put yourself right back into the same situation. And I've had people, so many people say to me as I talked about dating, but keep in mind this could happen to you again. So what do? Do you stay by yourself? Do you get a cat? Do you get a dog? Do you move in with one of your kids? I don't think there's any of my kids at this point that would offer me a place. Two of them wouldn't even have room for me. One is starting college back up, my oldest. The busyness of her life is going to be just outrageous. And anyway, so what do? Do you take that second chance, knowing that one of you is going to go? There are things we talk about all the time here to be prepared. So just some food for thought, just stuff that's rolling through my head. Today's the 22nd. I'll definitely be here on the 24th. One of my really sweet friends has a birthday on the 24th. So I'm going to be here to say happy birthday to her. And I haven't checked comments or anything from my last couple of videos. But on my next video, I want to show what I got from the gift certificate for this clothing store. I want to show you where I am with my mindset. I went through my shirts, my tops that I got 3 or 4 years ago when I was in a different headspace, and I folded them all up to get rid of them. And so they're gone. And I went into a store and I got men's. This is a man's t-shirt. They're marked down to $2.99. I got, let's see, 3, 6, 9. I got 4 of them. I can't remember the colors, but I'll show you next video. I paid for them on my own, and because I wanted just basic tees to wear with my leggings, just basic. That's where I am up here right now, just a basic, without all the sayings and things. And then for the gift certificate, I got 2 dresses, 2 boho hippie dresses, 2 just beautiful, and 2 shirts, boho, hippie, boho. I have to say more boho, and I'll show them in my next video. They're upstairs on my bed. I used my whole gift certificate, and I had a $14 credit on one of my credit cards, so I used the $14. So I have $3 to pay yet on that. So $3, that's pretty good. I'll show you what I got and where I am now that I'm older and I'm in a different headspace with clothing, and just kind of get your feelings and vibes on where I am. So I'm gonna go. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other, give yourself some grace. Do all the things you want to do. I keep telling myself that every day. Take care.